Hey Exiles, Exile Phoenix here with a guide to help you through the acts really quickly. I have come into Act 4 in record time and I thought that I would share it with all of you people out there who are looking to level up your new character or you're starting fresh. It doesn't matter whether you're a veteran or newcomer, this guide has something for you. And let's dive in and get you to the end game faster. First things first, we need to hit a level requirement in this guide, this build, so that you can just breeze through that, like you have seen in the video at first. Now, you need to get this unique. This is the main unique that you need, and is very mandatory for this build because igniting everything is the way to go in this game right now. Um, Now the level requirement for this unit is level 16. After you hit level 16, you can equip it, and therefore, by the time you get to level 16, you will definitely drop an exalted orb from anywhere, from bosses, from loots, from caches, anywhere, right? It will drop, and this unit is just one exalted orb on the market. Doesn't matter what evasion rating you get, doesn't matter what fire rating you get, light radius is kaput anyway. Just buy this unique with whatever roles it has for one exalted orb. Now I have a guide on how to use the Path of Exile trade website. I would put a link in the description below so that you can have a look at it, and it will really help you to buy this unique and every other item in the game. So my build right now revolves around this hood, the unique hood. Now let's talk about the build, right? I throw these gas arrows around, and when enemies enter my presence, they get ignited. Now, what gas arrow does is it fires a gas arrow, and it has to be detonated in order to get the explosion out. Now, it also says if an ignited enemy touches it, it explodes, which means as soon as the enemies enter my presence and enter this gas arrow area, they get ignited and they go boom. It's pretty simple. You just need one skill to finish the entire acts until you hit acts, and even more. You can keep going for waypoints as well. You can complete the atlas as well with this, but I'm not going to be talking about endgame. This is only for you to get through the acts, right? Now let's take a look at the skill tree that I'm using. You don't need to use this. This is only because there are some one or two nodes that you need to take for it to be easier, and you don't have to. If you're something like mercenary, then you don't have to do this. You don't have to go for elemental damage or whatever, right? What you do need is you need freeze build-up or electrocution build-up, whatever works. Freeze build-up and electrocution build-up or physical damage speed build-up is important for bosses. Um, Other than that, it doesn't matter. Now I have here some lightning damage or extra lightning damage. Well, some damage is extra, and then there's freeze build up here. This is evasion and energy shield. Freeze build up again. Again energy shield. Some physical extra chaos. I'm just testing this thing out, and you don't need this, right? Some elemental damage here, and some. Well, it's all nodes after that. I do not have any attack speed on my tree, and I will talk about that in a while, right? Okay. Now the first thing I spoke of was the hood. Now the second level requirement is that you need to get gas arrow. Getting gas arrow is undergo, and you can see here you need a level 7 uncut skill gem, and I think the level requirement is level 22. After you hit level 22, you can equip this with a level 7 uncut skill gem. It's pretty simple. Until you get to this point, if you want to use bows, I suggest you use lightning arrow and lightning rod in combination. You throw the lightning rod down and fire the enemies, and the lightning arrow does the rest. There's nothing more that you need to do. You can use this combo until you hit the level requirement for gas arrow, and then you can throw everything else. You don't need anything else after that. Now, if you are a monk, then you can use glacial cascade until you get to the level requirement of gas arrow, and then you can switch to a bow. If you are playing elemental as in sorcerers, then you can go with flame ball and spark. Occultist would be if you want, let's say you want to play minions, then you can go with skeletal warriors and snipers. And unearth, I don't suggest that you go with occultist if you well, it's a leveling guide, right? You can try whatever you want until you hit that level for gas arrow. Let's not talk about maces because they're shit. Let's not go there. Alright, let's go to bows. Now you get gas arrow, and that's all you need. Everything else is just, it's not required. It's not required at all. It's just this gas arrow. Now let's talk about the skill gems. Bow shot is something that you get as soon as you equip your bow. You can ignore that. Into the breach is something that I have from my ascendancy. You can ignore that. You don't need it. Rain of arrows. I'm using rain of arrows with ice bite. Ice bite doesn't do anything. I can take that out. It doesn't do anything at all. I am keeping rain of arrows because it says fires 100% more arrows if a frenzy charge was consumed, and it fires 50% more arrows per frenzy charge consumed. This is why I keep rain of arrows, and this is only for bosses, nothing more, just bosses. All endgame, sorry, not endgame, all act bosses, they get shredded with this sometimes, and it's also good because of the physical damage. It's also good for the pain build-up. Now, Sniper's Mark is what gives you the frenzy charges for now. It says if you crit, you would gain a frenzy charge. You pair that up with Profusion, there's a 50% chance you get an additional charge, so you get 2 charges. Now, we are not critting at this moment. We don't crit much at all. So it's very rare that you get a frenzy charge, but almost always you get about 3-4 frenzy charges during a boss fight. So this is nice. Now let's talk about gas arrow last. I would like to talk about Herald of Ice. You need Herald of Ice, and you can equip Herald of Ice as soon as you beat the King of the Mist in Act 1 itself, after talking to Fenrir or whoever that do this. As soon as you kill King of the Mist, you would get a Spirit Gem. Just get Herald of Ice and activate it, and put in magnified effect so that the area of the shatter is more. It just shatters the enemies that you kill. By shattering, there's an explosion, and everything around that exploded monster also gets exploded if you do enough damage. And gas arrow gives an explosion, and it explodes everything around it, so it works really well. Now, Ghost Dance is something that I'm trying out for my defenses. You don't need it because I have some energy shield, very little energy shield, so that's why I have put this on. Alrighty, now the last thing that I want to talk about is gas arrow, how it works, right? Let's take a look at the tooltip. It says 700 damage per second. Now that's only the arrow. You can ignore all of this, you don't need it. Poison Cloud, it does 959 damage per second, that is damage over time. You don't need this, you can ignore this. Explosion is what we're looking for. Now this explosion, the detonation damage is based on the gem supporting Exile, right? If you have more damage, more physical damage, you would be doing more explosion damage. It's not the magnitude of ignite, or it's not the magnitude of detonator that defines the damage on gas or explosion. Alright. Now the gems that I am using is Scattershot. It does 20% less damage, and it fires 2 additional projectiles, and it has less attack speed, right? Now if I take this off, the explosion damage will be more than what I had, 1674. But when I put this on, and when I shoot, you are able to see that there are 3 poisonous areas that are spawning because of the 3 arrows that I shoot. Now these arrows are also added into this. So 1068 into 3 is the damage that you do right now. So you need Scattershot, but then it's taking out less, you get less attack speed because of this gem. To counter that, you need Martial Tempo. Martial Tempo gives you 25% more attack speed, and it is really good. The last gem that I put down is Primal Armament. This gives you 200 more damage, so 1068, you take this out, it's 854, it's about 200 damage, right? You don't need this if you do not have Jeweler's Orbs to get a new socket, then you can ignore it, you can just run this too, you don't need it. Alright, now because of the freeze buildup on the tree, we need a way to build up the freeze, as in do cold damage, so you get some cold damage to attacks or adds cold damage on your bow, on your quiver, or on your glove. Now right now I only have it on my bow, but it's doing the job. It's freezing the mobs, it's freezing everything around me, it's freezing bosses. My physical damage is pinning the bosses, and it dazes them, and it's pretty easy to get through the axe and even kill the bosses right now. The bosses also get ignited. They do not have any helmet threshold. They are always ignited because of this helmet, even if they have helmet threshold. Well, that's about it. I mean, it's pretty simple. The bow, the quiver, get some damage on them. The unique that you need. Everything else is just fixing up your resistances, get some movement speed on your boots, and that's it. There's nothing more. You can use a Widow Hail if you have a good quiver, only if you have a good quiver. And it'll do massive amounts of damage, but right now I don't have a good quiver. This is trash. So even if I put this on, let's look at the numbers, right? Okay, so it's 100. Oh, yes, I don't have enough dexterity or something, probably. Yeah, that's right. Anyway, put this on there. You would be doing a little bit less damage because of the quiver. If you have a lot of damage on the quiver, attack speed, or plus on the level of range gems, as in bow gems, you'll be doing a lot more damage. Yeah, and there you have it. With these tips, I think you will just breeze through the acts and hit Act 4 and Act 6 in no time. If you really found this guide helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your fellow adventurers. If you have any tips or questions, just drop them in the comments, and I would really help you guys out. As I mentioned before, I would be linking the guide to using the trade website in the description below. And until next time, Exile signing out. See you in Reclast.